What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and today I'm going to be discussing the skill inheritance mechanic and I'll be giving you guys a guide on that. But before I do that, I just want to summon with the orbs which I got from the new quest which got released today, and my appearance rates are looking pretty crisp, and I actually spent 100 more orbs after my summoning video trying to get Ninian and Jafar, and I couldn't get any of those. So maybe these free to play orbs might bring me some kind of luck. So let's go with this colorless stone and hope that I can get Jafar. There is the smoke. So do we get him? Oh, okay, so I got another 5-star Priscilla. I got a 5-star Priscilla in my summoning video and I'm very close to maxing her out, so I'm just gonna be merging this one with my other Priscilla. I think I'm just gonna give up on Jafar, like he's way too hard for me to summon, so I'll just focus on the redstones and hope that I can get Eldigan, Ryoma, or Karel, any of those red units which I want. And oh, what? Oh my god, a 5-star Karel. Oh my god, how is this possible? 2 5-stars in one batch? Oh my god. Okay, so looks like these free to play orbs have some kind of luck. Karel is just so good, he's like a top tier unit. So let's go with this redstone and hope that I can get Ryoma or Eldigan, because then it would be the best summoning session I ever had. 3 5-stars. I have never got 3 5-stars in a summoning session. So, okay, there's the smoke. Is it a 5-star? That's the cushion. Okay, so it's a Karin, and it's a 4-star Karin. I already have a 5-star Karin, so probably gonna be using this Karin to pass Dragon Fang to some other unit. So let's begin with the main video. Now today, I'm gonna be talking about various topics in this video. So firstly, I'll be giving you guys my opinion on this mechanic, since a lot of you have asked me about that on Twitter. Then I'll be giving you guys a brief guide on skill inheritance and some tips and some resources that will help you decide which skills you want to pass and will make the process easier for you. Then I'll talk about the disadvantages and the advantages of this mechanic and how this affects the game for us, and at the end I'll be talking about how this mechanic can be fixed. As always, this is from my perspective, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. So firstly, I'll talk about the opinion which I have about this mechanic. I think that this mechanic is really insane and somewhat broken and could have been executed a bit better by intelligent systems. We all expected this mechanic to have a lot more restrictions, but nope. This mechanic barely has any kind of restrictions, and this mechanic can both be a good thing and a bad thing. It depends on your perspective. As a player who has spent a lot of money on this game, even I think that this mechanic went too far and messes up a lot of free-to-play players. It definitely motivates whales to spend more on this game, and yes, I said whales. In gaming industry, people who spend a lot of money in games are known as whales, so you will see that term being thrown around a lot. If this had a lot more restriction, it would have been more balanced, but nonetheless, it's an interesting mechanic and can create a lot of diversity. Like, people who want to abuse top tiers will make them stronger and will continue to abuse them. It's not like they haven't been abusing them till now. And people who want to have fun with their favorite characters will be able to do that as well and make them even more viable. I have this friend of mine and he was so happy to customize his Gunter and give him various skills since he really likes Gunter so much, and it creates a lot of various possibilities. Now, no two same units will be the same and they will differ from each other due to this mechanic. A lot of people are worried about the state of the game, but I will talk about that later in this video, how this mechanic will fare, and it's way too early in my opinion to judge it appropriately. So that is my opinion. Please do not crucify me for it. A lot of my viewers asked me to do that, so that's why I thought about talking about it before I do anything else. So now I will be giving you guys a brief guide on this mechanic. This mechanic isn't really that hard to understand and execute. You just have to go to Allies, Advanced Growth, and Inherit Skills and use this mechanic. It doesn't have any kind of hard and fast restrictions, but it still does have some restrictions like legendary or exclusive weapons which belong to a certain unit cannot be passed to other units. For example, like Raijinto from Ryoma cannot be passed to a unit like Lanku or Karin or Hana. That's just not possible. Air mats from Hector cannot be passed to a unit like Gunter or Arthur. That's also not possible. So that's one of the reasons why units who have their own exclusive weapons are so good with this mechanic. Breaker skills are restricted to a specific weapon type. For example, if you're a lance user, you will not be able to have Axe Breaker, of course, so that is how it is. It's not like Fire Emblem Fates where if you're weak to a weapon, you just run the Breaker skill of that weapon. It's not how it is going to be in this game. Sing and Dance assist skills cannot be passed to anyone. They are logged to Ninian, Azura, and Olivia. Those are one of the best assist skills in the game, and that's the reason why those characters are used as much. So healing assist skills are also exclusive to healers, which is quite obvious. You cannot give Erika some healing staff, which Priscilla had. That's not possible. Knockback is not allowed on ranged units. A lot of people before this mechanic came out were theory crafting that Leo will be like top tier if he gets knockback skill, because Leo has his weapon Brynhildr, which restricts movement of the opponent unit to 1. So basically they had the plan to run knockback, so they will just push the opponent back after restricting their movement to 1. So that's not possible and it's quite unfair, so that's why this is restricted. Very Fighter and Civilian Shield are exclusive to armored units, so you cannot just sacrifice your Sheena and give her Civilian Shield to a flying unit like Minerva or Shida. So that's not possible. You cannot give Very Fighter from a unit like Effie to a unit like Alphonse or Ephraim. Skills like Hone Cavalry are exclusive to Cavalier units, and skills like Hone Armor are also exclusive to armored units. So those are some of the restrictions which we have with this mechanic. So basically you have to go into this option, select a unit you want to sacrifice, and select a unit to which you want to pass these skills to, and make sure that the unit you're trying to sacrifice and pass these skills to other unit is not favorited. Otherwise the game will not let you click the confirm button. So a unit whose skills will be passed to other unit will be sent home and you will not be having that unit anymore. So keep that thing in mind, and you can select up to 3 skills which you want to pass, weapons included, but a bow user obviously cannot use lances, so that's not possible. Both units do not even need to be of the same rarity, and the unit who is passing the skill to other doesn't even have to learn these skills. So I just got this level 1 parry, so I just passed their skills to Client. However, the skills which you pass will not be immediately available on your units. You will have to buy them first, and they will cost 1.5 times their normal cost if they were passed from other units. So Threaten Speed 3 usually takes about 200 SP to get, but since I passed this to Client and since he cannot learn the skill naturally, it will cost more for him, and in this case it is 300 SP. Here are some tips for getting SP. It's not really the easiest thing to grind for and will be aggravating if you want to pass tons of skills to a single unit. Training Tower is gonna be the place for you to grind SP. Killing units with the same level or at most 6 level lower than the unit you're trying to grind gives you plus 3 SP per kill. So for example, if you're trying to grind a unit who is at level 40, you will have to make sure that you kill opponents who are above level 34, or else you will not get the SP. So if you kill opponents who are at level 30 or level 28, you will not be given any kind of SP. So yeah, you will have to keep that thing in mind. Even in arena, you can get SP just by battling and killing the opponent units, so that is also quite convenient, so you can get the SP during your arena run as well. Healers get plus 1 SP per heal regardless of the level of the unit they're trying to heal. So you pretty much just have to create a stalemate situation such that you can farm for some SP on your healers. So basically just put a ranged unit against a melee unit and it will be a stalemate situation. The melee unit will keep attacking your ranged unit and your ranged unit will not be able to retaliate back. He will be getting some damage on him, and that's where you can use your healer, heal them and get plus 1 SP per heal. So that's how you can farm SP on your healers, and I would definitely recommend you to grind for SP when your units aren't really that high leveled. It's definitely harder to grind for SP when you're at level 40 since you face tougher opponents in Training Tower, so I recommend you to grind for SPs when your units are not that high leveled, and I would recommend you to not waste SPs on skills which the unit naturally gets for a slot and if you do not plan on using the skill which they naturally get. So let's move on to some resources which will help you through this process. This skill inheritance tool made by a Reddit user is the single best tool for planning skills you want to pass. He is still improving this, so there might be some tiny mistakes here and there, but nonetheless, it's a freaking amazing tool. Not only that, you can choose skills which you want to pass, and you can see their description and which unit passes that skills and what rarity at which it passes those skills. I just planned this client from this tool and I was able to get him in my game. I also planned this Tharja with this tool and I'm on my way of getting the skills for her. I'm just lacking some SP for her. Combos like Fury plus Desperation are obviously very good. Now let's talk about some advantages and some disadvantages of this mechanic, and let's look at both sides of the coin. As a person who has rolled and got 12 Jagans, 11 Sullys and 7 Hannas, it is now objectively better to roll, and it is more exciting getting such 3 and 4 star units since they serve a bigger purpose than just being a feather fodder. I could easily give life and death from my Hanna to a glass cannon like Lind, and she will be able to massacre any and everything that stands in her way with that insane attack and speed boost. Some lower tier units actually shine with this mechanic. For example, Cherich, who has massive attack, can get Camilla's Brave Axe Plus and do a better job at punching holes at opponent's team than Camilla due to her superior attack. It definitely makes some underrated units viable, but more broken units like Hector, Lind and Takumi will just get way better as well, and that's where you start seeing the problem. Most of the stronger units lose nothing from this mechanic and have a lot to gain. And yes, I do know that close counter and distant counter are passable to other units, but you should keep in mind that rolling a Hector or Takumi is not that easy. There is literally a video on YouTube of a player spending $1,600 trying to get Hector, and you see how insane that is. It also gives player a new goal and new content. Recently, a few days back, a lot of players felt that the game is very dry and there's nothing left to do, so this mechanic comes in and gives us a new goal. This mechanic does just increase the power creep of the game, and that's usually not a good thing. Stronger units are even more strong now and makes arena much more harder. Now you would say that arena is not everything, and why do I keep bringing up arena so many times? Well, the thing is, people are forced to do arena if they want to get feathers. Arena is the place where you can get good amount of feathers by utilizing your skill and team building, but still, we are going to be facing that same dumb and stupid AI that can be easily baited and manipulated if you have a good amount of experience with the arena mode. We are still playing the same AI which likes to spam movement skills and put healers on the front line to die. A lot of people will argue that this kills diversity, but it's not like we had any diversity to begin with. You always ran into Takumis, Lucinas and Hectors before as well. If anything, this mechanic will give you opponents from time to time that are very passionate about their favorite characters, and they spent all of their energy and resources in maxing out the potential of their favorite characters instead of focusing on top tiers. And I do not know about you guys, but that will certainly bring a smile on my face. The possibilities of this mechanic are endless. There is so much stuff to grind and test that it gives us a lot of things to do, and not to mention all of the theory crafting that people can do with this mechanic. Now finally, I want to talk about how this is going to be fixed and balanced. First of all, people who think that this mechanic can be nerfed, I just want to tell you that it's not possible. It's actually illegal to do nerfs like these in gacha games where money is involved. But on the brighter side, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but Intelligent Systems recently gave us an update that they will be changing arena matchmaking system in April so that you will be facing opponents who have the same amount of skills merged as you. And arena will not just focus on the base stat total of a unit, so you do not have to worry about running into an opponent with Fury and Desperation spam on all of his units with best weapons. Still, if you do not like this mechanic, I highly suggest you to send feedback to Nintendo and let them know that they can still balance this out by bringing in more new mechanics, intelligent systems, and Nintendo has provided a very solid communication with its players and they keep a close watch on what players want. So yeah, that is going to be my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and regardless if you like or dislike this mechanic, one thing will not change, and that is that we all love Fire Emblem. Thanks for watching.